Hey guys, we're back and it's almost fantasy playoff time. We can't wait. And also, I'm extremely nervous right now because my team is injured as crap. So, you know what we need? We need some players we can pick off the waivers to improve this. And we're going to start off with a bunch of players today. We got 5 that are under 20% owned that you guys can add on the waiver wire to try to help your team through this injury crisis you might have. And I'm going to start off with Mason Marchman from the Dallas Stars. This guy's been having a really solid bounce back after kind of really falling apart in the middle of the season. He's got like almost a point per game in the last 5 games. And he's also starting to really get some ice time, which is nice to see because this is a pretty talented player, very physical, very gritty. And now that Sagan's out, this guy's going to have to really carry the load.
Yeah, this is a great player. I watched him last year playing on a third line in Florida. He was actually really good there too. He had a very good streak last year as well. And he's a very streaky player, and right now he's riding a hot hand. You want to ride the hot hand right now. He's a very good player, especially with Sagan out of the lineup. He's going to have more opportunities playing on the second line there. He's a good shooter. He can be physical at times, so he's a good player. He's right wing, left wing as well.
Yeah, really like that he's switchable. And as Hohen said, he's like been really hot right now. Got to take advantage of that while you can. Also, I really like that this guy's going to be playing 4 games this week. So if you're just looking for a guy to get you through the week, this is a guy who's going to get a lot of time on the ice.
Yeah, and the last thing to add about this is that Dallas Stars are playing very competitive hockey right now because they're trying to battle for that division lead, right? They're trying to battle for first place. It's very close right now between Colorado, Minnesota, and the Dallas Stars. So they're going to be they're definitely going to be playing hard on these games.
Yeah, and only 14% owned, so it really should be a guy who's available in most leagues.
Moving on to the next player, we have Owen Tippett from the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, this one is a very interesting player. I never really liked this player, to be honest with you, but John Tortorella really loves this player, and he's been utilizing this player a lot. Like he's playing on line 1, power play 1, playing over 20 minutes a night. That in itself, you want this player. He's shooting a lot of good shot on goal, shooting a lot of pucks to net. Like, yeah.
No, man, when I looked at this guy's game log, I'm like, what the heck is going on? This guy's playing like 23 minutes some nights as a forward. That's unheard of. That's insane. Young up-and-coming player. I haven't been the biggest fan of him, especially when he was in the Florida Panthers organization, but he's really taken off under Torts, and like Cohen says, for whatever reason, he loves this player. And in the last 3 games, this guy's got 20 shots. Like, this guy's going to start scoring goals. It's unreal. He's firing the puck like he's Ovi out there. It's kind of insane.
So, as we all know, the Philadelphia Flyers are not going to make the playoffs. They're pretty much playing young guys as much as, and giving them the opportunity. Guys like Morgan Frost and Owen Tippett, these younger players, and trying to give these younger players some more experience towards next year. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they know that this old core that they had in the last 4 or 5 years, it's not going to work. They're rebuilding. It's very obvious. They're going to be probably a top 7 team in the draft this year. And guys like Kevin Hayes, who were really dominating at the beginning of the year, have started to get less ice time in favor of guys like Owen Tippett. So this is clearly the direction this team's going on for the final 15 games of the year. And I would definitely want to pick this guy up, especially at only 10% owned. This guy's going to get you a lot of fantasy points most likely. But guys, we got to get you a defenseman. Can't all just be forwards here. And we're going to go with Adam Boqvist from the Columbus Blue Jackets. So right now, Columbus is bottom of the barrel. This team sucks. But you know what? Adam Boqvist is starting to get opportunity. Ever since they went out and traded for him, they knew that he was going to be a vital part of the future of this team. Right now, he is the power play 1 defenseman, albeit for a crazy bad team. But the one thing about Columbus is even though they're bad, they do tend to score goals. Sure, they allow like 5 or 6 a game, but they score. And when you got a guy like Boqvist playing on a power play with Line A and with guys like Johnny Hockey, you're going to get a chance to get some power play points, as well as shots from the point. And this guy is only 8% owned.
Yeah, with Werenski out for pretty much for the most of the year, Boqvist is gonna get the opportunity apparently, and he's playing power play 1 with really good players, Patrick Laine, Johnny Hockey, and stuff like that. I never really liked this player's game, but the good thing about fantasy hockey is that unless you play in a plus-minus league, you don't really have to worry about that unless he puts up points, and which I think he does. If he's playing on power play 1, he's gonna put up some points eventually. So.
Yeah, and I really like his ice time too. This is a guy who's going to likely get you 21, 22 minutes a night. He's going to be playing on the top pair defensively. He's going to give you pretty much every opportunity to get points, unless you're relying on a league where you have to rely on hits and blocks a lot, because he's not the greatest at that. But if you're doing a pure points league, this is the type of guy who you should really target, especially at 8% owned. This is a guy who could fill in as your 4th defenseman, or you could just stream him for the week.
And the next player that we have on the list is a goaltender, and it would be Pekka Lukanen from the Buffalo Sabres. Now, and currently he's about 17% owned in the leagues right now. With how Eric Comrie has been playing the last few games, especially with that 10-4 or 10-3 blowout against the Dallas Stars.
He sucks.
I actually don't even know why they're even playing that guy, but anyways, it just really proves that they should be playing this guy more. I think he will get more starts. He is, generally speaking, with the Buffalo Sabres system right now, he is probably the most promising goaltender that they have going forward.
Easily.
As much as I think he's just an okay goaltender, but I think with the way Buffalo Sabres are right now in the playoff hunt, now I'm not sure if they're going to make the playoffs or not, but it doesn't really matter at this point. He is playing 4 games this week, and he is going to get probably, I would expect 3 of those starts.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll get 3 of those starts. They've clearly seen what it's like when they have Comrie in net. I don't think they're going to make that mistake too often for the rest of the year. This is gut check time for this team. This team is going into the final 17 games of their season. They're not that far out of the playoff race. They're a few points back. But I think Pekka Lukanen is going to be a big part of it, and he's going to get an opportunity at least to play a fair amount of those remaining 17 games. And especially for this week, playing 4 games, I expect him to start 3 games, worst case 2, and their schedule is not the worst. Sure, they do play the Leafs this week, which could be a bad one, but after that, they get some non-playoff teams to play against, and it could give you a good chance to get some good save count as well as get some wins. And finally, we got one player who has been absolutely red hot right now, and that is Dylan Strome from the Washington Capitals. Now, I know we talked earlier about riding the hot hand, but this is definitely a really good case for that. Dylan Strome right now has gotten 7 points in his last 4 games for the Caps. He's just been absolutely on fire. He's probably going to be a big future piece for this team, but like right now, this is a guy who you really want to have. He's playing really well with TJ Oshie on that second line, and on and off, he switches between the power play 1 and the power play 2. So you never know really where he's going to be for that point, but right now, he's just way too hot to not be having in your lineup at 17% owned.
Yeah, one of the big things about Dylan Strome that I noticed recently is that ever since he signed that extension, he's been playing a lot better. I think for his mindset, he is aware that he is going to be part of the future of this organization. I think that really helps his mindset to play better. I think he's a pretty okay player. I saw him playing in Chicago last year, playing with Patrick Kane. I think he was a pretty streaky player last year, but I like where he is being implemented in the lineup, although he could be playing more minutes, but he is playing with, like Scott says, second line center right now, ahead of Backstrom. So that's pretty valuable in my mind.
Yeah, this isn't a player who's playing a ton of minutes, which makes me think that he's not a guy you necessarily want to keep on your team permanently for the rest of this year. But for this week, if you just need a guy for streaming through injury issues or just your team's not as deep as you thought, this is the type of guy you want to get. Get a couple points out of him. You can drop him after if you want, but right now he is just playing so well and might get you a few goals and assists this week.
Yeah, and I like that he has a center right wing capability. I like the right wing. Like there's a big shortage of right wings. Hard to find these right wingers in these leagues. So it's good that you can just find someone who's having a good year right now or having good point streak right now and just ride his hot hand until he falls off and just drop him.
Exactly. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found someone you can add to your team. I know a lot of you guys are in some deeper leagues that need some guys who are like below 10-15%. So hopefully you have some ideas here. And good luck in the fantasy playoffs. Till next time, take care.
Take care, guys. Bye.